Do something else! Do something else! That's it! That's all we want!
What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No! The girls are fighting!
$7.15.
Drops and stuff?
I did all that while y'all was talking. See?
Oh, didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Moving right along.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 277. We love that number 7. I am just here with
The Lucky Laugh.
We got our guy Mars on the switches. And a special guest in the building. This man is a movie legend and y'all don't even know it. But y'all are definitely going to know after tonight. We have Mr. Keith Collins, the second in the building. Fantastic.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Oh, and we're already getting started.
We appreciate your... Look, it just happens. You know, we appreciate
just no
your
foreplay.
presence.
Just get ready. Okay.
Yeah. You know, the intro was the foreplay. After that, it is what it is. You know, it's up. It's Tuesday.
Very true.
Yeah, first.
But no, thank you really for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
We always greatly appreciate that when anybody agrees to come talk some shit with us on a Tuesday.
Man.
You know? So how has everybody week been? Our weeks go from Tuesday to Tuesday.
Tuesday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
This so far has been today has been a great day. The last week was hot as hell.
Yeah, it was.
It was like 70 something today.
Yeah, it was a really nice day. But
Yeah.
I've been hiding most of my days.
Not hiding. Why you hiding?
Just I like being
Who
in
you
the
hiding
cold.
from?
The heat.
Who you?
Talk about it. Talk about it. JD,
Shout out to
Two-Face
JD
J in the building. What up, my guy?
What's up?
Y'all need to subscribe to him on YouTube. Anything that you want to know wrestling related, he got you.
So how was your Independence Day? If you
I was
subscribe or don't, you know that's a very divisive.
I was
thing.
working on Independence Day.
I know that's
Go
right.
get that money.
Just like I be working on Juneteenth. That's why I be trying to tell. Like it doesn't matter.
I'm not pagan.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, the
One of
federal
them get
holiday
paid.
is a federal holiday.
Right, you get overtime. I don't get overtime for
Yeah, but I don't get
Juneteenth. I don't get it off, and I don't get overtime.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah,
Wow. It's a federal holiday.
It
for
is.
who? Not for my hospital.
DEI.
Where for DEI, literally. It ain't
No,
for
so
me.
I thought that was just like the law. You get paid
No, it's
for
not the
federal
law.
holidays.
No, it's not. It's
That was just the
No.
norm.
It's an option.
No, see, that's the other
optional.
thing. It is
Yes.
optional. As a business, if you want to tap in and pay people for being there on a day where they will usually be here anyway,
Beyond your minimum or
all
wage.
because
you got.
a bill was like that's your responsibility. It's not the law.
Time and a half is a privilege.
It's thank you. Like
Bring back Shane.
I guess I'm privileged. I've never worked at a job where I didn't get paid for working on a federal holiday.
well, Jeff is going to do that. Jeff is going to opt in.
I mean, I've worked other places besides Amazon.
Well, I know that, but
But look who you work for.
this just started.
That's now.
No, but look who you work
Look
for.
who you work for.
Look who
You work for somebody who would definitely opt in for that. That's what I mean. It's a
Yeah.
So once again, every job that I've had, so Friendly's, Fat Burger, Walmart,
how
all
can you
of
name?
the.
When did you work at
you played
Friendly's
Monopoly
and
very
this
well.
law was passed?
You landed on a good job.
No, when I worked at Friendly, that was my first job I ever had. I got paid for
they-
working on a holiday.
most
I was
no,
a
no,
regular.
no, no,
That's
no.
it.
Did they pay you for Juneteenth? I am talking about Juneteenth and Juneteenth only, not the 6 major fucking holidays that, of course, everybody gets overtime or the day off for. I'm talking about Juneteenth. I work for a company where I do not get Juneteenth.
So I wasn't speaking on Juneteenth. I was speaking on federal holidays.
Okay, now we got
And
it.
yes, I do work for owner.
it not
This one he does.
now?
It is a June.
Oh.
It wasn't before, but it is now. So,
And you still get
but
paid.
no, I do work for a company. We get paid on June for Juneteenth. We do. It's a black-owned business.
Exactly. So he's going to opt in.
well.
That's all I mean.
So touche. You
But
are right in that aspect.
that's a choice for these companies.
Yes,
When you
it
work
is
for that
choice.
company, you really don't
like
get
your raise is a choice.
That's wild. They pay
it's an
for
option,
every
in
other
my
one
opinion.
though, and just not that one. I don't care how you look at it, since it's a
Because
federal
I'm
holiday
giving
now.
more
That's
money
wild.
away. At the end of the day, as the owner,
Exactly.
I'm losing my profit. And not
And
to say that
it's hard to filter in the rotation of it all. Cause 6 is very even. You gonna do
Can you afford to,
3
as a boss,
holidays
can
a
you
year?
afford time and a half when you're already fighting for people to get overtime in the first place?
I mean, but if that's the case, wouldn't you just
Like, why
let
would
them
I
be
close
off?
my whole
That'll save you
business that
money.
day?
I'll let them be off, and you'll save money.
Nah.
No.
I'd rather make money, and if you
It's the same 24
come
hours.
on in, right? And I don't. Over here, we don't do that, and you gonna
Did
get
Beyonce
paid your
get
regular
paid
wage
time and a half
because it's a Thursday.
on July
nigga.
4th?
See, that's what I mean. Like
Laugh. Did Beyonce get paid time and a half on July 4th?
no,
She made millions, so hey,
but it wasn't time and a half.
Right.
why was it not?
It's not time and a half.
Because she ain't for.
She
She's not
taxed.
working for the corporate.
Yeah.
That's
She
a
is
corporate
clearly
thing.
Time and a half.
Time and
She's
half
a
is
whole
corporate thing.
business.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
worked for
machine.
herself.
Like,
She
what are you
worked for
talking
herself.
about?
Right, so she doesn't work time and a half.
Self-owned businesses
Oh, no, well,
don't
welfare.
apply by those
You don't
rules.
think the
Thank you.
But-
Self-owned businesses don't apply by those rules.
that's why I
but
had
when
to
they
work.
do, they can afford it.
Okay,
Yeah.
And then they write it off.
exactly.
Oh my
right.
God, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm
What
saying,
up the ham in the chat?
shout out to him. Yeah, yeah.
Write it off. That's the key.
House was everybody else this week.
Mine was hot too, but beyond that, I went to a nice, safe place to watch fireworks, controlled bombs go off. Really nice to see.
Nice.
Yeah. That wasn't a highlight. I think my highlight of my Tuesday to Tuesday was us gaming, because me and Laugh, y'all.
Yeah.
Us all together. But when we did that match or that gun,
that gunfight, yeah. I'm telling you though,
I was blessed to be on the phone, but
not blessed to be on the phone.
yes, I heard y'all. I knew y'all was tagging ass when y'all was playing the gunfight together.
Yeah, we were taking ass.
Now, what game is this?
Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Oh, y'all got Black Ops 6, man.
Yeah. Well, I got Game Pass, so
Y'all
know.
playing on Xbox.
I'm playing on Xbox.
yes.
And
Yeah,
they're
we're
on
PS5.
PS5.
Okay. Yeah, I have PC.
Oh,
Well, shout out to
Come on,
Five.
graphics.
Five plays
Yeah.
on PC.
Like, I think I have no problem with systems. It was just games are cheaper on PC. That's
yeah.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
it's that keyboard play.
Oh, I use a controller.
Oh,
Yeah.
keep
Five
forgetting
uses
that.
a controller.
Yeah,
So-
I can use whatever
On his
controller. I
PC.
can use a
so do you
PlayStation
feel like
5 or
are
an
you
Xbox.
processing the game better as a PC player?
I know the graphics are.
I mean,
Because the graphics got to be there more.
They
than
the
gotta
graphics
be
do look
on point.
better in some games where you're just like, wow, I didn't know it could look like this. And it usually runs at 60 frames or higher a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
60
You know what I mean?
frames.
Like,
Do you play like games like first person shooters?
I do, but I haven't been gaming I've been more into indie games lately. I haven't been doing a lot of mainstream games. I don't know if I'm like protesting secretly because I just,
okay.
I want to give like small developers
Yes.
their chance.
So you're
And,
experimental.
I remember.
yeah.
I remember.
I play a lot of like old school beat 'em ups and stuff like that now more.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
like Battletoads and
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like
You remember this game like from 10 years ago, and I knew like this had to be an independent game, but it was called IDARB. I drew a red box,
You know what? I heard of it.
and it was like it was like soccer, but you're hopping all over the place and you're trying to
Yeah.
get balls into their goals. Man, that shit was so much fun. I'm like, who the fuck made this,
Yeah.
man?
I think I played that
like,
before.
and then there's Limbo.
Yeah, that was
Limbo
a good
was
game.
my shit. I will turn my phone off
You just
at a
Limbo?
hotel and then no.
I've been
No.
the game that I've been playing was called Black Future 88.
Ooh, that sounds
It's a shooter.
Okay.
It takes place in like a cyberpunk future, and you have 12 minutes to try to get through the game, and once your time expires, you explode. But you can do certain things that extend your time. You know what I mean? It's a fast paced shooter, side scrolling, old
Say the name one
school.
more time.
Right. It's like a
Black Future
It's a
88.
brain work.
Black Future 88.
Yeah. That's been a real
Single player only?
no, you could play
shit.
up to 2 people.
Oh,
And I could be wrong, I could be 4, but I've only played with 2 people.
okay.
It's a fun, colorful game. If you like cyberpunk shooters, great game. And then I've been playing this other one called Spirit Strike recently. It's like a Chinese fighter.
This is on
But the
Switch.
Chinese always.
The combos are like ridiculous. So
I'm
it's
thinking about
fun.
I
getting
feel like
PC now.
it's immersive.
Yeah.
For the gaming part, and I can just keep. I don't have to get a PlayStation 5. I can just keep my 4 and use it for streaming purposes, like most of the time do.
But I had to.
Call of Duty,
I haven't
just
played
transfer right
Call
over,
of
right?
Duty in a while. I took it off my hard drive because it was taking so much space. Like Call of Duty is like 126 or 140 gigs,
Yeah.
and I was
It's
just
a big-
like,
it's a big game.
it actually is more now because of the updates.
Because
And
all
I
the
was just,
updates, it's at least
But when
3
you think
something.
of-
it might be
whole-
200 at this point, 212, I
3
believe.
something. It has to
You
be.
can't have a game. This is
Yeah,
why
you have to get a hard drive
Roblox
for
look
it.
Like that.
I got the Xbox hard, the one
Yeah,
that's the one that costs more than the whole console. It goddamn, y'all. I'm still paying it off. Nah, I'm playing. But
I'm like, no,
that shit was about $400. But I'm like, I need space.
yeah, it's
Like
so much
games
space.
like that wouldn't go on another external hard drive. That was the problem because I had multiple of them. Too many of them. Just fill them up. But then I would just use the external for like little small games like Cooking Simulator.
Okay.
You know, just some weird whatever. Or that little pool game that I just be playing randomly. But then Call of Duty
What
goes
about
on
the
that.
chicken one? You still play that one?
What
Oh
you-
no, those was pigeons. Weren't they
Oh my
pigeons?
God, no, they took that game and I didn't want to pay $15 for it. Y'all, that was my shit.
I would have paid $15.
No,
When she was streamed.
Headbangers
Oh my God.
was amazing.
It's called Headbangers.
It was called
Headbangers.
Headbangers.
with pigeons.
With pigeons. It was a rhythm game. It was a music rhythm game. And it was like mini games. It's a
Guitar
battle
Hero?
royale.
Okay.
So you start with like 30 pigeons. And and you all gotta do, you know, the same game and then you get eliminated. Like it was
Do your
it was
pigeons die?
great.
Do you lose pigeons?
They just explode. They
So
just-
what happens when you get one pigeon left of the 30?
then you battle to the death. Just like in Warzone.
So you
It's-
gain
it's
a pigeon when
1v1.
you start killing niggas?
No, you
I
don't
mean,
gain.
people-
You are a pigeon. You are. Everybody's a pigeon. And then you can dress them up. Oh my God, my pigeon was so
man.
fucking fly. I had the Batman mask with the tuxedo, nigga. What?
You a tuxedo something down.
I will. I will. Oh my God. No, I might have to buy it. Oh, I miss
Buy
it.
it.
I want to see it now. Lord have mercy.
Buy it.
Yeah.
Headbangers was amazing.
I
All right,
guess, yeah. Anyway, though.
let's keep going.
So, me and Laugh. I don't know if do you want to talk about your week or just want to talk about the barbecue?
I didn't really have a week. I just went to karaoke. I can name all the songs I did.
Yes, because you finally remember. You got all of them.
I wrote them down.
Yes, I want to know.
Some days, and especially, and shout out to Casey Jones Tavern. Shout out to T and Tony and Mark. Shout out to all y'all. But like when it's empty like that, child,
Get
I'm
it off. A
I'm
whole
singing
set
with,
list.
ooh. Welcome to the Laugh Show. This is the lucky. I am the Lucky Laugh. Please follow me. I'm here all night.
all night.
All night.
All right, so I did Often by The Weeknd. Y'all know that.
Yes.
Desperado by Rihanna.
Ooh.
I did Need to Know by Doja Cat.
Come on, Doja.
Suspense.
I did I Hate Everything About You by 3 Days Grace.
I need to hear that.
You know it when you hear it too.
I probably do.
That's like
deep.
05 peak white people rock time. Like you heard this song everywhere. I'm telling you.
Tap.
And then I did She by Tyler the Creator. And that's a very highly slept on song. And it was during the time where he was the most controversial. So I was saying controversial lyrics in there, like about rape. Like that shit was fun to me.
It's fun.
I'm like,
Dark humor me, please.
I get to finally get to say this out loud.
right, I get to do it.
Dark humor for
I get to do it
1,000,
for
please.
everybody. Oh man, it was great.
Well, that's good, friend.
And then the cookout. And
the cookout.
That's all I pretty much had.
I went to 2 cookouts. So on the 4th, I was going to go to work.
And get paid time and a half.
First of all,
And get paid time and a half.
because I'm
And
privileged.
do my job because the 4th of July cheers
Yeah.
America out of here. So that's how I feel about it's a National Cookout Day.
Oh, man.
It's a National Hangout Day.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's what
That's
the
what.
fourth
That's how it's used.
yeah,
That's how it's
like
used.
it's just a day for people to have off or go to work and make more money.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've always looked at it.
Or be with family and eat food.
Yeah.
Just it's just that simple.
And hopefully good food if your family
The
can
food
cook.
was good. Oh my
And
god!
if you catch a fireworks show,
Yeah.
awesome. Like cherry on top.
That
So
beat is the
I
bombs.
don't like fireworks no more
Why not?
because I just don't. I was never really like seeing them in the sky like, oh, that's nice, but lighting them in the neighborhoods and no.
Oh, no.
I've never been I'm not, no.
No.
So I actually didn't stick around for the fireworks at Tawana's barbecue. Shout out to Tawana though.
Shout out
You were
to
too
Tawana.
close to them.
Beautiful. Thank you for inviting me. Actually, should I say, for me finally being able to come to one because she's invited me to many of them. I just haven't had the opportunity to come, but this was her house. You know, it was different. This was my first time meeting like her family, and my sister been knowing them for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Even my mom has met like all of them, but the only person I have met was Tawana's children and her mother. So, and when you came over on Mother's Day, when
Yeah.
her mother was
Yeah,
there, that
her
was my
mother was
first
there.
time meeting her.
Yeah. She was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So,
She was like, "Can you take pictures?" I'm like, "Absolutely, girl, because you fly. You about fly as fuck.
Like capture it, baby.
You about fly as fuck."
think that might
Them
have been my
glasses she
second
had
time
on, them
meeting
pink
her.
glasses with the rhinestones all around them. I was like, "Oh, she fly."
I want to see her now.
She got that. She had that tie dye something rather on. I don't know if it was a onesie or something. It was something.
It's a piece.
And she was like, "Take a picture of me." I said, "Absolutely, girl."
Yeah. But that was fantastic. Food was good as fuck. I'm glad that my mom made me a plate because by the time I got finished with my dummy mission and picking Darrell up, the macaroni and cheese was gone. So my mother, being the beautiful queen that she is,
Yes.
you know,
My
shout out to her for yesterday being her last day.
Last day.
Clocking in and
Yeah.
out at
In
her
and
job. Thank you, man. You deserve it. Give me the world and keep on giving me the world because thank you. For, 32 years holding it down, being a bus driver for y'all kids.
And that's not an easy job.
I'm so happy. I'm so blessed.
That's what it
I
was.
gotta drive this long vehicle. Like I can
kids and the
y'all can
bus.
barely
The
pick
kids,
Kayla
the
apart.
bus, and the parents,
Oh
Ooh.
man,
and the teachers.
Everybody.
Like, yeah, you know.
there's too many people
Let's
to
give
talk
credit
to.
where it's
Oh my,
due.
Oof.
Even riding the bus, you know. Yeah. So
wouldn't
shout
be.
out to you,
Too
Mom.
many people to talk
Shout
to.
out to Tawana. Shout out to Kadisha for helping her do her 1-2 and all that jazz. It was beautiful. Oh, David's in the comment. What up, David?
What's going on, David, sir?
In the comments. And then Saturday, we had the annual cookout at HQ that I'm also blessed to be a part of now. It was glorious.
Glorious.
The food was so good.
It was. Yeah.
The ribs.
The ribs were the star of the
The
show.
ribs were the star of the
Them
show.
bitches were smacking.
I wanted more.
Man, so much more.
Yeah.
So much more.
So, you know, it was beautiful. All my guys showed up. Actually, my cousin Darrell, that was his first time being at HQ.
Yeah.
And
was
meeting your
hilarious.
mom.
Yeah,
So that
that was
was
dope.
nice.
That's what I said. I'm like,
Should've
nah,
been here.
you. You should have been bringing him around.
Look, y'all want him on the pod? I'm gonna have him call
Yes.
on the pod. I'm gonna drag him here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Daniel, David, Mars on the switches.
Yeah.
Period.
Me. Of course, Lavish, the lucky one. Who else but her?
Who else?
Best friend came and her plus one. Your stepdad
Oh, right.
Shout out to him.
he graced us with his presence
funny.
twice.
He
I've
funny.
only met, I think that was my second time ever seeing him. I think,
Yeah.
so that was nice.
Yep.
He a funny man.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's been funny all his life.
It was
He's
beautiful.
funny. I love
it was
funny.
a time, as it always
He raised
is.
me since I was 2.
Wow.
He's been in my life since I was 2.
You could tell.
This was the first time we didn't play Phase 10.
I know. Yeah, I didn't know how I felt about that. Honestly,
Well,
we got.
I just thought about it.
We might have to run something.
it
back.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yo.
Wow, this is the first time we didn't play Phase 10.
And
Child, we tried to play a game, but
Well, yeah, because we played some games. I like the
Black Card Revolt.
Black Card Revolt.
no, I told my mom, I'm like, I'll read running them shits on here.
Yeah, we need to rerun it, and
Yeah.
I think it would be better. It's better when it's more people, you know. And at that point, it was just 4 people playing. So
people out of. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. You know what I
so,
do.
Keith, since you've been to HQ, you have an invite now.
Yeah.
Next, whenever we have a HQ barbecue, pull up.
Oh, I will.
And usually my mother cooks, but because she just cooked, like we didn't.
if you didn't want to burden
She
her,
didn't
which
want-
is
Oh, she in the comments.
She on the grind. Headquarters.
Yeah, please. Next time you come, please have some of her food. The skewers were good.
Oh,
The beans, the mac and cheese, the funeral potatoes,
Ooh, them
coleslaw.
sound
Them
good.
steaks.
That's how. That's a good spread. That's a good
That
spread.
steak was the first thing when I looked
Them
at it,
onion
I said,
burgers.
"Look
Them
at that."
burgers.
Burgers.
Them onion burgers. Oh my god.
I say that the next day. I had my purple, red onion. What the fuck I want to call that? Shit purple.
Oh.
Shit purple.
Woo.
I had
And then what that new crab
That
dip
crab salad. Crab salad dip.
Man,
Whatever that is.
she
That
done
sounds good.
Figured out
No,
the
that
flick of
shit
the
is
wrist. My
great.
God, my God. She
Assalamu
blessed
alaikum.
us. She loves
Yeah, she
us.
did.
Y'all
She
talking
did.
about food?
She is a gracious queen. Another gracious queen.
Jeez.
So I think that was everybody's weeks.
Yeah, that was everybody's weeks. So, Mr. Collins, you just got. Hold
He's
on.
so formal.
Should I just call you Keith?
You can call me Keith.
Okay, I'll just call you Keith. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get the name right. Because y'all know I'll be fucking stuff up. The International Horror Hotel Film Festival.
Yes.
You got inducted into their Hall of Fame, right?
I got inducted into the International Independent Filmmakers Hall of Fame.
Shit.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was surprised.
Why so surprised? Is that something that you got to enter in?
Being modest.
Did
I
somebody
didn't. Somebody
enter you
must
in?
have entered me in.
Wow.
And I didn't know.
Wow.
And I got, somebody said, "Hey, you got to come on this day." And I was already going to be there that day because I was doing a fight seminar, a film fight seminar. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they were like, "Oh yeah, you got to write a minute speech too." And I was like, "Minute speech." and then it was like I saw a nomination pop up on like Facebook, and I was like, oh, and I'm not a talker, so I figured out something to say. But I was very humbled. Because
You seem very humble.
I just don't. Sometimes I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing. I really
You
don't.
didn't done though, right?
Ain't that fun?
Yeah, but it's nice to know that people see the work that I've done,
Yeah.
and think it's good. Because sometimes I wonder.
Well, you're here now.
Yeah. I mean,
For
I
no
mean,
reason.
so it's like, you know, I'm really realizing
And
it.
to wonder, you know, and then to also be recognized, not only recognized, but to win. Like that had to have felt amazing.
Yeah, and this year has been. I've been winning a lot of awards for a lot of my films, and it's just been like, wow, this is happening. I was in a Black Film Festival Atlanta. I got Film of the Year and Filmmaker of the Year.
Wow.
So it was just like, you know,
For the same film?
yeah,
Nice.
Rumble TV.
Nice.
Which is on Tubi. So if anybody wants to see
Yeah,
it,
I'm like, what the fuck?
All right.
Rumble TV on Tubi.
I was just gonna ask you like the catalog in general.
Ooh.
If you could right, see.
I'd have to look on IMDb.
Yeah. That's a flex.
No, it is.
But I'll say,
Speaking of Flex's show,
I have to look on IMDb.
Yeah.
look him up. But show in the comments.
I'm not
Stop
really-
being so humble and talk your shit. Shout out to show. Shout
I know
out to
Show ain't talking.
show.
Show me just
as modest and
as
quiet.
motherfucking humble and
Yeah.
modest.
Right.
he's a man.
You know.
The show's a man.
No,
Look, he on the team.
Yeah, he's
You saw that reel.
Yeah.
Show is a part of the
Show.
team.
you got all your best,
Right,
all of
I
your
like
best picks.
stuff you didn't even know you had. Like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
he does
thank-
that. He just be finding
Hey,
shit.
look good. That's all that matters. So
Yes.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So that has to feel good, though.
Yes.
You gotta. The recognition is starting to roll in.
Yes. Yes.
So, how many films do you think you've filmed?
Filmed. I'll say myself. I'll say somewhere, maybe around 10. Somewhere around 10, maybe. I've done a lot of stunt coordinating and fight choreography for others. Second unit directing. I've produced for another filmmaker, Johnny Woo.
Yes.
wow.
I've done a lot of fight choreography, second unit directing with him, and produced the film. My first feature film was Assassin's Game, which that's also on Tubi as well.
Go check it out.
Tubi and Amazon. Actually both Tubi or Amazon or Rumble TV and Assassin's Game are both on Tubi and Amazon.
Okay.
But Assassin's Game was like my first, like, I'm gonna make a feature film, and that actually happened. That feature film happened on mistake. I never really had any ambition to make a feature film. I was just gonna like make shorts, you know. But I had I made a short like in 2015, and on a whim, like Robert Rodriguez has a network called El Rey Network. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to send my short film to his network and see what happens. And I got a call in a couple months to put it on El Rey.
Oh wow.
And, you know, I flew out to LA, you know, got interviewed. They showed a movie, aired for like 2 years on El Rey. And then like that, the year that it was going off, I got a call from one of their producers. And I was going, or they wanted me to be on a reality show, a filmmaking reality show.
A filmmaking reality show?
Based off of like his book. And it eventually did come out, and I didn't get selected. But when I saw the show, I understood why I didn't get selected. I was like, oh, I get it. Cost. But it was called Rebel Without a Crew.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
you know, I turned in like all this, you know, interview stuff. I turned in like my head, you know how they always say like the filmmaker, the headshot, that whole thing.
Biography.
Turned in all these pictures of me as a child, like just, you know, that stuff. And then they were like, look, we'll give you a call maybe for a second season. Second season never happened, which I understood.
Yo, I gotta watch this.
But they asked me, could I write a script? And I said, yes. They said, could you write it in a week? And I said, yes. And I reached in, you know, back to one of the scripts I wrote like
I know that's right.
2006.
Going to
Going to
vaults.
And I started
Go
reading
in the
through it.
vault.
And I was like, yeah, I got to change a lot of this because at
Mm-hmm.
that time I was very influenced by Quentin Tarantino. So I was like,
Oh my God, and I
Come on,
love
Tarantino. Come on, inspiration.
so I was like, I got to change some things. So I started going through because, you know, my mentality was like different. And I changed it, you know, sent it out to him, waited, got the, hey, we're going to go somewhere else. And I was like, I got this script. So then I called Johnny Woo and was like, hey, do you think you can help me produce this movie? And he goes, yeah. And that's how I ended up making my first feature film.
My goodness,
Nice.
Wow.
I feel like I met Johnny Woo at the Ohio Media School. But I'm so bad with names, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that is him that he
Possibly. Because
would pop in and out and help out with my class when I was there.
it's highly possible.
Okay.
And he makes like a movie sometimes every 2-3 years. I think he's working on something now. I'm
Just
working
got
on
finished doing something with my homie Charlie O. So
yeah.
yeah.
I'm working on actually a movie with Drew Lloyd and Dre Day
Okay.
right now.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. And it's what's it called? Temptation. Is Temptation a real thing? And it is a dramedy. It's a dramedy. And
Oh, so it's gonna be a show?
no, this is it's a feature. It's a feature film. So
okay.
I'm working on that now, and I'm working on my own short again because I have this idea that I just want to get out. It's a vampire action comedy that I would like to do. That I've wanted
I'm
to
here
do
for anything vampire release.
almost 2012. I wrote the script, or 2010, and I finally am like, yeah,
It's time.
let's do it.
So are you tying
Do
in
it.
two different styles of what you do? Because my question that been lingering in my head is like, when you said you did more of that action type of filming, I know that's a different aspect or mindset to have with filming what you just stated. Because so with the martial, did you study martial arts to really learn how to capture that and what's real fighting versus
Oh yeah, tell them who your dad
being
is.
what's been on screen?
Tell them who your dad is.
So,
Because it got to be something there. I don't know. We can say, I don't know.
I was trained by my father, like literally from the time I could walk. My father is a martial arts Hall of Famer, a international karate champion, and he studied under Kim Ferguson. He was a part of a group called the Flashers.
What former artist?
Kimpo.
Martial.
Kimpo.
Kimpo? I never heard of that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did Aikido. I don't know if
Just
it's
the way you said that, I'm scared. I'm gonna look it up now.
Aikido is a good system.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
hold up.
I believe it's a good system. A lot of people
It's a
think it's-
leverage system. I
Yeah,
feel like.
everybody
You
always
leverage
says
the
it's a
body.
joke, but in all seriousness, Aikido is a good system. I don't care what any martial
They
artist
be trying to
says.
play it.
You can damage people with it. like it's all about flow. It's all about understanding motion and
Yes.
physics to me.
Yep.
And you can hurt somebody with Aikido. And all the martial artists who think that it's not real because of Steven Seagal or whatever, just if you use it properly.
It,
I mean, it's sort of like judo. Like I know people look at judo as a sport,
uh-huh.
but if you use judo in a real world situation, you're probably gonna go to jail.
Yep. Of course.
You're gonna
The
go to
weapon-
jail. Like if you throw somebody on the ground, the way that they throw them on
Versus
the
just
mat,
redirecting how you coming at me.
you're gonna go to
Yes.
jail. Like they're gonna be hurt very, very badly, and they're gonna say you knew what you were doing. Put these cuffs
Yeah, yeah.
on. So
Well,
That
explains
happened
it.
to somebody in like New York or something like that.
yeah,
Something
like
on the
Happen all
subway.
the time.
Yeah, something on the subway. It was like,
Like,
well, you knew
professional fighters are
because
usually
you're
registered in the
professional.
system.
You
Yeah,
knew
as
that
a weapon.
had you kept
Yeah,
holding
you
on
can't
to him
fight
like this, that
people.
he's gonna die.
Basically.
Like if you wanted to
like
just dismantle
you know
him,
what
okay,
you're
do
doing.
that.
You're
But
going
right,
to go.
you know what you're doing, so they charged him.
You're going to be
They
charged.
I remember
Yeah,
that
he got
story.
away.
Yeah.
So, well, no, yeah, got away and got off. You know, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They do,
But
they
that's-
always do.
That's sort of, I took, that learning and applied it to film, because film, is different than real fighting.
In real life.
Like a lot of people, will say like, well, why don't you do what's real in a movie? And my answer is because it's ugly.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It doesn't look good on camera. Like real fighting looks ugly.
Because you have to tell like
Shout out the baddies.
real fighting can't tell a real story like acting fighting.
Yeah, like you have
like
to.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal.
Like fighting essentially is just a violent dance. That's what I like tell people. It's a violent dance, and it's supposed to just look good on camera. Like doing real stuff is quick, it's brutal, it's ugly. Like it doesn't look good on camera. You would like go on YouTube and watch a real fight. You're not entertained. You're just not.
Acting fighting gives you the anticipation you don't get in real fighting. I feel like. Because in real fighting, you don't know what's going to happen. But in acting, they'll give you cues of like, well, he's about to probably go for the good.
And there's a story, like when I create fights for other people, you know what I mean? I don't just go in and make a fight. Like I have to know the script. I have to know the situation. I have to know like the story. Like if I come in and I make somebody fight like John Wick and their backstory is they've never trained like an assassin, and that's silly.
It's gonna
you know what I mean? So it's like you go in, you're like, oh, well, what is he? Was he in the military? No. He had no fight training. Okay, I have to make like a brawl. So it changes. You gotta tone things down. You gotta say, oh no, you can't move like that. You gotta move like this. That's why it's a dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with that even being said, some of the best fighters on screen are dancers.
You gotta be able to use your body.
Like a lot of times when I make a fight and they're dancing,
If I'm stunning with you,
Be like
a lot of
sparring.
some of the best people I've like trained for a fight scene are dancers. Dancers always get the choreography like almost like that. Their form is always impeccable, and you're like they've never fought a day in their life, but their kicks are flawless.
Wow.
Because they know how to kick. It makes sense.
So yeah,
It makes sense.
I am learning so much tonight, y'all.
Man, right?
This is
So is the Rumble TV, is that the one with the what is he, a robot man?
oh, the
coming from
robot
the
one,
Savior.
Savior. Look, I forgot I'm wearing the shirt. Savior. Yes.
Nice.
Savior.
oh shit.
So that says Savior. Yes, I do. I actually have. Yes, I have
We're
more.
gonna plug all that in.
Yeah. Well, I need to buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
So Savior, I don't know how I forgot about Savior. That was probably my toughest project, and it wasn't even a feature film. I wanted to make it. I want to make it a show. It's right now. It's just a 15-minute pilot, and it is
Dope as fuck.
the black man's Power Rangers.
Yeah, basically.
Like that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
And
Because I remember and Vig told us not to tell you, but I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He showed it to us rather early.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Y'all got a sneak peek. I mean, I'm fine with that.
yeah, and
I'm
I was
fine with
like, jaw
Like,
dropped.
nigga, what?
Jaw was dropped.
See it. Why
I'm
would
like,
you just show me this clip and you ain't
Right.
got all
Like,
of it?
where's the rest of it?
Release files.
And then you showed it at show's event. And then I was like, oh my God, it looks even better on a bigger screen because we
Yeah.
was looking at on air or some shit. Like, I wanted to see it in its all its. I wanted to hear the shit that you did because, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I will always mention it again. Matching up all them sound effects to the swings, to the connect, to the this and that.
Yeah.
I want to hear that shit in like surround sound. Like I want to watch it here.
Yeah.
Like I want to watch it.
I'll post it up for y'all at some time then up here.
Yeah, you gonna make it private. You gonna invite me.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, it's just a lot of editing is boring, tedious work that I
Very
just
tedious.
sort of
Serious.
like doing.
Very.
I don't know
tedious.
why I like doing it.
Love it.
But I like doing it.
I could do it all day.
So, you're just putting together it's like puzzles. It's like a puzzle. You're putting together these pieces of a puzzle until it's something beautiful, watchable.
Yes.
And
Palatable.
yeah, and you tweak it if you watch it. You have to sometimes go away from it.
Yeah.
And come back.
To it, because sometimes you'll walk away, you'll come back, and you'll be like, "What was I thinking?" And then you start making changes, rearranging. Editing is.
Maybe I need to start taking editing more serious.
But as a person in your position,
I know you
have
would.
to do that because
I know you would.
Are you? I'm sorry, I may have not done my research, but are you more of a director?
I do direct.
Okay.
I direct. I do cinematography. I just call myself a filmmaker.
Because you enjoy the
enjoy the
part,
process.
But the tedious part is the most fun. That's how you know it's your purpose.
Being an editor helps me film because I see the movie.
Yep.
So when I go into the editing suite, I can just edit rather than, just filming a movie and going in blind. So it's like when I'm on set, I can already say, vision. "Oh yeah, we'll do this angle, do this angle," because I know how I'm going to chop it up. Mm-hmm. And if I'm missing something, I'm like, okay, I need something that's going to transition into this, so we need to film that.
Do you storyboard?
I used to. I don't as much anymore.
Are you a control freak?
No.
Because David in the comments wants to know: would you ever consider doing mob cop work? Is that right? Mocap work.
If I get the opportunity, absolutely. I would love to do a lot of mocap work for video games and stuff like that. I would love to. Absolutely.
Speaking to existence, it'll happen.
Japanese.
Honestly, they just tell me what they want because I have
freelance.
I know Kempo, I know Salad, I know a little bit of Kung Fu.
I can see you doing some type of like Mortal Kombat style, Street Fighter style.
I want to do something like what is it? Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah,
Streets
absolutely.
of Rage. I want to do something like Streets of Rage, but with a combo system and a parry system.
So parry system.
So I want something very similar to like with hands. With like what's that? It's a tough game. Sekiro. That's what I would want with hand-to-hand combat. Not as tough. I would like people to actually enjoy playing it and not want to throw a controller at a wall. But something
it has
similar
to be challenging
to
enough.
You want it challenging enough that people like
the
it.
right
but
amount.
Ghost of Yoshimitsu.
Palatable.
Yeah.
So because when you say pairing,
but I definitely
you want to
get
get that strike of like knowing when
they're gonna strike and boom
and
boom
you counter.
counter.
Like so, you ever play Soul Calibur?
Yes.
Soul Calibur was
that was a king of pairing to me.
Yeah. And I used to love Soul Calibur.
I was telling them up.
Man. But yeah, I would love to mocap. All that to say, I would love to mocap for a video game. But I would mocap for like just any type of 3D animation, even for a movie.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. I feel like there's so much I still want to do as a filmmaker. Like, because I want to make now that I'm doing features, I would like to make one supernatural horror movie. I hope more like Haunted House, probably.
Rated R, PG-13.
It'll end up being rated R on a mistake. Because I know that
I love a rated R movie. That's the only movies I care about now.
It'll probably be rated R.
Okay.
It's not because
of the gore.
I think Rumble TV is rated R, but it's a soft R. And
I get it. Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like
I can show some blood. I can show somebody with a busted lip or something.
Like my whole thing is like I don't intentionally make rated R movies. It just sort of crosses a line, and most people don't feel like it crosses the line. Mm-hmm. Like Rumble TV, children have watched Rumble TV, and I always like sit down and think to myself, like when somebody's like, "Yeah, my daughter likes Rumble TV," or "My son likes Rumble TV," and they say their age, and I'm like, I have somebody sniff coke off of somebody's breast in this movie, and they watched it.
That's the parent part, not yours.
It was like, but everything in my rated R is so subtle that you would let your kid watch it, and you would even watch it with your kid. You
Like
know what I mean?
SpongeBob?
Like it's just everything is just subtle where you don't realize it, but it's R. It's an R.
Okay.
So
I like an R.
So let's switch. And we about to talk about some
R.
people who can't do things anymore. Because it's we do it all so well over here. So it's time to do some RIPs.
Oh yes,
Yes,
let's
we
go
got to do
to
the RIPs to the people out here. So first and foremost, to the people who have lost their lives in the flood, the flash flood in
Seen
Texas.
The number is
that
over
was
100.
Texas.
Yeah. Thoughts
that-
and prayers to them.
Was that Central Texas?
I don't know.
No, I know it was in Texas.
Yeah.
I know niggas.
Texas,
I know people died.
Sad
Take me to
nonetheless.
the king.
Sad regardless. It's sad
Yeah.
regardless.
It started
Yeah,
already.
it's still sad regardless, but
It's
I know
starting.
that happened. Who else? There's so many names.
It was a lot of names.
It was a
this
lot.
past week.
My
This
Jimmy
week.
goodness.
Swaggered.
So all I know, I looked him up, right? I were just because I remembered his face. And I think he was one of them pastors from back in the day when we was on TV. You know, when like they used to be showing the white holy churches.
Oh my God.
On like infomercial style. He might have been selling some holy water back in the day or
No,
something.
he was selling holy. He was accused of prostitution scandal.
Oh.
See, so you know,
He was selling
Oh,
hoes.
that.
thoughts and prayers. The man,
Thoughts and
he's
prayers.
dead. He had a famous
Ministry.
Televangelist.
So he was a televangelist.
yes, there you go. See, I can
Lord.
describe it. They know the word.
Right, televangelist.
So that's what he
in
was.
Baton
word
Rouge
it
in the
is.
South. Oh God, no.
Man.
That better not ever come across my screen.
That's
Like,
the selection.
what channel did that come on? I didn't see that. I didn't see this one. You know, all I know is Peter Popoff. Now, when he died, I'ma cry.
Who?
Peter
Peter
Popoff.
Popoff?
Who?
That name rings
Peter
bells.
Pop-
He's like a vampire.
What do he look like?
Like Peter Popoff.
Peter Popoff.
Oh, that's not going to help me.
He like Sesame Street.
I guess I could look it up. Huh?
You got a whole.
No. Cole died, y'all. Which name is that?
Cole.
Which name is that?
It is. Oh man, Julian McMahon.
Julian McMahon died, y'all. Cole from Charmed.
From Charm.
From cancer. Battle
He
with
was
cancer.
also from Nip Tuck.
Yes,
Oh,
Nip
yeah,
Tuck.
I remember him.
He was in something
Yeah,
else that was
yeah.
He was in a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
he was Dr. Doom in the Fantastic
He was.
Four
Dr.
movie.
Doom.
Dr.
Yes.
Doom.
And he's
Yeah.
Australian.
I can't believe Cole. Like he was immortal. In Charmed, he had been through that much shit.
Santa's not real. Look, he's human.
Look, I always knew Santa wasn't real. So,
People
but
die.
he's
So
still
young,
Cole.
actually.
I
He
know
was
people
very
die
young.
every day,
Yeah,
but
56.
56
Died with
is
cancer.
way too young.
Yeah.
It's way too young.
How old is he?
56.
Oh, wow, that is.
Yeah.
That's way too young.
You just getting into your
5 years younger, Ernest Angley. That's funny.
50, anything is not old.
child, it was sad. He was battling cancer on his own. He didn't even say nothing. I could have been gave him thoughts and prayers.
You could have saved him. Why didn't you do it?
Yes.
It's your fault.
I got no, bitch. No, let's not do that. No, no.
Prayed earlier.
How dare you?
He kept it to himself. How would I know to pray for him? I thought
Right.
Cole
Like,
was
Cole,
immortal.
just get dead.
Cole was immortal. Last time I checked, Cole was immortal on Charm. So
And what was the last
He was
episode
one of the
Charmed?
four horsemen.
while ago, but guess what?
Right,
He's still
that's
alive.
why. And he perished
Yeah.
with the show.
Thoughts and prayers.
Man.
Thoughts and prayers.
funny word to me.
It is funny. I love. Today's word is.
funny.
Bobby
So what's
Jinx.
that?
Who was Bobby Jinx?
Bobby Jenks. He was a baseball player.
All-Star MLB. He won the World Series in 2005 with the White Sox. He passed on the
Prayers,
fourth
thoughts and prayers.
Oh, wow.
after battling
he
stage
passed
4.
where?
He passed on the 4th of July.
Oh,
After
I thought you said on the
battling
floor.
stage 4
That's
adenocarcinoma. It's stomach cancer.
Cancer.
Oh,
Take
Oh,
me
Adam-
to the
Yeah.
king.
No.
Okay.
Thoughts and prayers to him.
that's sad.
It is sad.
I should have been deleting
He
these
also
names.
was very young.
Yeah.
Cancer.
That cancer
Young
is
Noble.
getting everybody, man.
He died.
Young Noble suicide at 47. Who is Young Noble?
He's a rapper from
was
Outlaws.
from the
Tupac's
Outlaws.
group.
Mm.
Yeah, died by suicide on July 4th as well. Imagine that he's from Atlanta. Or was Atlanta when he committed the crime.
Thoughts
to
and
himself.
thoughts and prayers.
That's sad. That's sad.
GoFundMe if you do that.
Excuse me. What? He got a GoFundMe?
They
You
should-
don't advertise
they should plan
those.
that before they do that.
Suicide?
Yeah. Selfish.
Oh, that.
You said they should plan.
Anyway.
I mean, I guess because back in the day, they will at least leave a note.
At
If
least.
we being
Y'all doing this right now.
Put some gold in the balloons. I need money.
sorry, thoughts and prayer.
Down cost.
Nah, you could at least leave a note. Not you, man.
Down expensive.
It is expensive.
It is.
A
See?
star
It is.
athlete died in a car crash.
Who?
Diogo Hoda.
Diogo Hoda from Liverpool.
He was a football player, soccer. Right?
Soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, he died in a car crash. I
Football.
think he came in this.
He was in a Lamborghini and died in Spain.
Oh.
Wasn't somebody like his brother or cousin or something with him or?
Yeah, his brother died with. Yeah, they don't state. And my sources, the brother's name, maybe for
I
protection.
think that was everybody.
Yeah. And
No,
those-
Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen. Who is Michael Madsen?
Oh, he was in a Kill
He
Bill.
was 67.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah.
Wait, who was
Quentin
in Kill Bill?
Tarantino movie.
Quentin
Was that
Tarantino.
Bill's brother?
Was he? Yeah, he was Bill's brother. Yeah, Bill's brother.
He
Yeah.
died from long-standing heart disease and alcoholism, so his liver probably failed with his
Probably.
heart due to excessive drinking.
That's sad.
I mean, well, he was an alcoholic in a Kill Bill, so
That's
I
sad.
guess it tracks.
You
It's
get-
still sad.
It tracks.
He was.
Take
Yeah.
me to
As I
the
said,
king.
The camp girls from Texas.
Those were the first people.
Those were the first ones
Mentioned.
that we did, yeah. And then also, all the lives that have been lost in Chicago over 4th of July weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And then also the
Natural selection.
alleged rapper who had her release party shot up, and she lost a lot of people.
Her sister, her
Oh my
boyfriend, some cousins. I don't know.
Somebody
It was
just
a
came
lot.
up in the party and started shooting.
No, they drove by the party.
Oh,
and-
it was a drive-by.
Yeah, it was a drive-by shooting.
That's-
But
Who is they trying to get?
her, she may or may not be gang street affiliated. So
She know what she doing.
Moving on.
take
not doing
me to the
Y'all
king.
ain't getting me today. I'm shutting the fuck up today.
That was the last RP. Thoughts and prayers all around.
Oh man. Ouch.
Something else that's not coming back.
Mm.
The Epstein list.
Really?
The government said it doesn't exist, and he committed suicide.
And it did it 1 minute from the tape, and when they explain it, like they did it since 19 whatever, like that's a tradition to delete that last hour of the tape for all those years. Like, come on, that sounds stupid. It's only gone because it's important people on that list that's running shit is gonna be exposed.
That's
You-
all,
you
including
know-
our president.
It's very interesting to see. Like,
It's a distraction.
it's interesting to see
It was definitely
Definitely a
everything's
distraction.
things. You get to see evil out in the open more often now
Yes.
than you've ever got to see
Yes.
in our lifetime.
Yes.
Like that. Like we wouldn't have found out about anything probably for like 30 more years, but now we can just get rid of evidence,
Yeah. We
and
just
nobody
gonna
knows
do
what
it.
you're gonna do.
We back in power.
Yeah,
It's up to the podcasters to do it
man.
because most of the news that's valid
Authentic. Yeah.
and has resources.
Yeah, it's
and,
not.
and have the research and
Yeah,
because
it's not going to come from CNN or Fox News. It's going to
everything
come
that you
from
wanted to
independent
hide
people.
was put into electricity. Every file that has ever been created has been put into the system. You just know what it's going to do. Baby, look, the podcasters got it. Candace Owens, please.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. I'm listening, Candace. She be talking about shit. I don't be BB Netanyahu, whatever, however you said this motherfucking name. But I be listening. I'm like, well, what do you do? Shit.
Big got a copy of the list. Big in the comments. He said he got a copy of the list for Big put it on us and shows the list.
Oh man.
You know, but I agree with you. Niggas was back on Office and it was just like, we getting rid of this shit.
Yeah.
He done said out his mouth that it was a whole list.
That's why they put it in. It's like it's like COVID. Let's see how far we can go.
No, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We know it's
see how
sick
far
fucks
we can
in
go.
charge anyway. It's not really. It is what it is. Because that all it can be at this point.
Right.
Well,
Man.
you know,
Still sound like death. Are we still on that list?
it was death. Let's talk about the big beautiful bill.
Sound like death.
It is death because shit is going
Holy
down,
shit, man. I'm not
downhill.
doing this today.
But it's really not gonna hit until about
The trumpets.
3.5, 4
trumpet
years
sounds.
from now.
But it is. I mean, like you got 2026. There's one thing, and then by the next election, it's another. With
Hopefully
the big beautiful bill.
In midterms, we
Because
can flip some shit.
The goal is to flip thing. We're gonna flip stuff, but the first wave of bad things is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna blame it on the Democrats.
As they already have started doing.
So it's interesting to me how
Why not?
you know Republicans are like an abusive boyfriend. Mm-hmm. They beat you and blame somebody else for their actions.
The
Or you.
Democrats do that too. My
Or
social,
you.
I'm
They
paying
do.
Social Security and taxes, and y'all letting people into my country.
They do, but
So it's to beat the girlfriend and the boyfriend.
but it's
Polish boy and a
to me like it's just ridiculous the beating that we have to take and accept.
And
we have
to
to
deal
accept
with-
from the government. Like we have to just take whatever they say because if we say something, they're gonna turn it on us.
But
It's
can
our
you give
fault.
it to the people though? Can you really give it to the people? The
No.
law-
I mean, now
You can't give it all to the people, but you could care about the people.
Yeah.
That's all.
if you're
That's
gonna, if
always
you're gonna
been
accept the
my.
responsibility of taking care of the people, then you need to do what you're supposed to do, not do what you want to do.
Real politicians know how to do both. They know how to take care of the government
what's a
and
real
keep the people in check, but still also make sure that niggas is fed on the streets are
how do
taken
we do
care
that?
of.
I mean, there's
We've had
countries-
presidents that have done it. It's just the one that we
Which
have
one?
now.
Well, there's
Barack
countries that do
Obama.
it.
He did not do it.
For who?
No, there's countries.
He
that
was
do
a part
it.
of the border.
I'm not
He
gonna-
was representing the border like Donald Trump.
You weren't
Hold on,
even
let-
thinking
let
about
them-
a border
let
until
them
he
do
was
this,
out of
'cause
office. Cut it
out of
out.
office.
They do.
Well, what
Cut it
power you
out.
got? But an opinion.
You weren't.
You had when he
you-
was in office.
Same as
What
you.
you talking about?
You
That
didn't
sounds
care
crazy.
nothing
Just
about
let
a
it
border
happen.
until Trump
He-
came into office
no.
and started out loud
Every
talking
president
about the border
it
being
just
bad.
became serious.
Niggas never gave a fuck
Yes, he just-
about what people from coming up Mexico
Girl, look.
was doing until Trump got in and started running
We've been worried
and
about
running
it.
on it. No, you haven't.
The
No, you
border
haven't.
is
No,
so
you haven't.
crazy. Why did they
No,
build
you
it?
haven't.
Who
You're
built the
lying.
border?
You're lying.
Why is it there?
You're
Why is it
lying.
there?
You're
Why is
lying.
it
Why
there?
build a fence around your
You're
house?
lying there.
Why build a fence around your house?
To
You
keep the
protect your
niggas
property,
out.
bitch.
To
Look.
keep the raccoons out and the
Look,
deer.
don't you gotta
I
pick
give a
it-
fuck about
You
the
gotta pick a fence
Mexicans.
around your house.
Like
I'm
what?
gonna
What are we
be
talking? No.
If I can't, my opinions on immigration is probably far. I don't know what, because to me, immigration, you need immigrants when you're rich because you need somebody to exploit, because that's how capitalism works.
This is how capitalism works.
But they don't want the truth.
So here's the deal: they're appeasing just racist people in general who claim that they want jobs. You know, they're taking jobs, but they're gonna sneak them back in so they can
yeah,
get some
I was
work.
about to say it's a front.
course.
It's a front.
They need
it's
the
Trojan,
work.
it's Trojan
They
horse.
need the
Two birds,
work.
one song.
They like, they need them. They're gonna keep doing this. This has been
housekeeper.
going on.
Housekeeper.
for-
trackers in
They
it.
have a lottery system that's legal
Here's the
for
deal.
immigrants to come in.
Like
You know, I think
they
they done put trackers in
purposefully
their
are
asses.
they
Let's put some
they had a
chips in 'em.
system. The
We know
system
which
is
ones to
they come
bring
in,
in and out,
they
keep 'em
work,
rotation.
they tell on them, they deport them, they send in a new group. This is how it works. That's the system. This is a game. This is a theater.
Why,
It's all
why take the
theater.
window when you can take the front door?
I don't. To
Yeah.
me, like this whole thing about it is theater. The money is what matters. If you look at the money, all they care about is exploiting people, and they're just going to continue. People are going to continue coming over the board. They don't care because they're
they
going to
don't.
exploit them. That's all they care about. I want the most profit I can get, and how can I get that? Immigrants. Period. But people don't like immigrants because they're taking jobs you don't want. So we're gonna put
But
on
they
this
still hire
theater.
signs everywhere.
We're gonna put on this theater, and we're gonna find a way to get them back
they're
up
not
in here
hiring
and do
us.
this job.
None of the people.
Time out. Some of us don't want them jobs.
I know. I agree. I ain't never had no problem
Like
with
we're about to
immigrants.
have a food shortage because of foolishness. Like literally,
Clifton already got it. There's food. There's
like we because nobody's picking the oranges.
Thank you.
Ain't nobody picking.
I ain't
not
picking
planting
no oranges
and-
neither.
yeah, ain't nobody
And they're not
planting.
planting
And they needed them. They needed them. That simple.
by American design.
Nobody's picking the oranges.
That because America was designed
We-
to exploit people to make money.
That's what it's always
That's why
been.
Japan is clean and their infrastructure is fucking immaculate.
Exactly.
Immaculate. Japan infrastructure is
It's crazy.
immaculate.
They care about
Like
taking care of their
there's
people.
no
like
way.
there's
They're
the
in the
only place
future.
you could eat off their subway
No, their
floors.
subway
Like it's
system is
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy clean.
Future in the flesh.
Everything so far in this country, like the reason we can't have things is because somebody either hates somebody or somebody needs you to purchase it. So they're gonna make it crappy, or they're not gonna give it to you because somebody else will have it. Those are your reasons. That's it.
So who needs you? We gonna give it to China.
Let's get
To build it.
let's get into some of the details of the big beautiful bill, please.
Yes, get into
Oh.
it for him.
Nice segue. Come on.
All right, let's get started. At the center of the big beautiful bill is an extension of Mr. Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was slated to sunset at the end of the year. The legislation would make most of the tax cuts permanent while increasing spending for border security, defense, and energy production.
And they're gonna restrict Medicaid to get money for the private.
I'm
she's
gonna
gonna
get
get
there.
to
it. Let her
I'm
get
gonna
to
get
it.
into
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
This is,
We
you know,
gotta
it's
explain how we got
how we got here.
how we
Yeah.
afford
As a
that.
cameraman,
you
sorry.
know, I gotta pause a little bit.
Okay.
The bill is partially paid for by the significant cuts to healthcare and nutrition programs like Medicaid or SNAP. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the bill would add $3.4 trillion to federal deficits over the next 10 years and leave millions without insurance. Republicans in the White House dispute those forecasts. Of course, they're going to dispute.
Of course.
It's like, no. So then this next part was very interesting. It says Senate Republicans used a process known as budget reconciliation to pass the bill, which limits the types of policies that can be included in a simple majority vote. A handful of blah, blah, blah. I ain't gonna blah, blah, blah this. It's too important. A handful of provisions that initially appeared in the bill were ultimately removed, including one that would have the ordered sale of public lands and another that would have paused state regulations on artificial intelligence.
Land and AI.
Well, thank God those got taken on. That's something, I guess.
The House passed its own initial version of the legislation last month with some key differences to the final Senate crafted version. The lower chamber approved the Senate's changes Thursday, sending the measure to the president's desk. So let's get to the Medicaid restrictions. The legislation includes restrictions on Medicaid, which provides government-sponsored health care for low-income and disabled Americans. The bill imposes work requirements for some able-bodied adults and more frequent eligibility checks.
All right.
How are you gonna do that if you fired people to do that job? Who's going to do the frequent checks? You fired people in those departments.
AI.
So I'm thinking you're talking about when they let off a bunch of people from the government.
Yeah.
Counting jobs, all of that.
Well, how much they let go versus what's there? Who's actually
I
doing
don't
their
know
job?
because I want to. Can we pause right here?
Absolutely.
So I have been one of the people who have been blessed to always be able to get unemployment whenever I did apply for it. And the work requirements then was basically I had to make an account, sign into that account, create it, a whole profile, right? Upload a resume.
Yep.
Took a test, answered a bunch of questions, and they
Let me
narrow it down to some shit, right?
let me tell you the help that they were giving already was garbage. I was on this same like you, and every time that I would go in, they would tell me all these things I need to do. They'd be like, "Well, do you need to give us a resume?" I would give them a resume. They would look at that resume. They would look at me, and they would go, "Well, you have a lot of experience. We can't get you these type of jobs." Well, what good are you? You want me to get a job,
Right.
And you also want me to be
applying
educated,
for it. Right.
I didn't care about that. I just cared about the benefits until I just cared about the benefits to, because this is why I wanted to talk about it, because I wasn't one of those people who always wanted to be dependent on that system. I was always one of the people where once I was in it, I understood that, well, since I'm in it, I know how to use it until I get to that next time where I get me another job, because I was always actively looking.
Well, yeah,
and you just had to show that you was actively applying for jobs and places. So,
but a funny thing about all of those benefits too, like I had learned from a lot of rich white people when I was younger that we need those. They're yours. You paid for them with your taxes. So what they're making decisions with our money.
Always.
Like
the banks.
You're making decisions with our money. Like, no, I don't care if somebody's doing it forever, because if I have an issue and I need it, it's there for me.
And I want it.
Right.
This is why I always do 0 and 1. Y'all didn't be out here trying to claim 6 so you can get more money up front. No. No. When you actually working.
Yeah, like it's interesting to me that they call, say, something like Social Security entitlement. Yes, an entitlement, because I put my money in it. Yeah. That means if you take it away, I better get a check.
I should get a check.
I'm not, this isn't, we're going to take it away and do something. No. I've put a ton of money into Social Security. It's time to give it back to every single American. If we're going to get rid of Social Security, every single American gets a check.
So
for how much money they put into it. It's not that you get to keep it and go do what you want with it.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Well, if they canceling Medicaid, I want something.
Cancel my.
Hold on, let's go back to where.
My bad. Because I was trying to look for where something like Social Security would come up. So I was just quickly scrolling. All right, the Senate parliamentarian. Oof. Yeah.
It sounds powerful.
Yeah.
Determined that a measure cutting federal funds to states that use Medicaid infrastructure to provide health care coverage to undocumented immigrants, along with banning Medicaid from covering gender transition services, wasn't in compliance with Senate reconciliation rules. The parliamentarian also weighed in on what's known as the provider tax, which states used to help fund their portion of Medicaid costs, in a blow to the Senate GOP's initial plan.
So he removed those two. Well, he or she removed those two?
Or put restrictions.
The Senate Republicans proposed steeper cuts to Medicaid funding, in part by incrementally lowering provider taxes from 6% to 3.5% by 2032.
Which means that we're going to cut the people that's
gradually.
not,
Poor Joey.
you're riding
From
the system and you don't
63.5.
need it.
The timeline is delayed by 1 year from the Senate GOP's initial proposal.
The amount of money,
They are not touching
the amount
Social
of money
Security.
that we pay in taxes, it would have been easier to just give
what our
everybody free
CEO
health care.
said.
Why? Why waste our time doing all of this when we could have just all had it? Oh, because they don't want certain people to have it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Control.
It's just we don't want certain people to have
Cause
it,
division.
and we know who the certain people
Division is
are.
profit.
But
Certain
it's,
people
it's
who built
very
it.
easy.
The people who
and the
built
thing
it.
Profit.
is it's so easy. Like everything is other countries do it, other civilized countries do it. It's not hard. There's no need to even explain it. If somebody's like, "Oh, it happens here," well, it would be hard. No, it's not hard.
So should we be communists?
But that's what's funny about when people, you can be capitalistic and socialistic at the same time. You know why? Rich people live in socialism.
That's a
They live in
That's
socialism.
how they make their
They right now Congress gets the health care we deserve. Like, so why can't we have it?
They old asses.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
That's why they praise Luigi.
it doesn't make any none of it
Exactly.
makes any
I mean,
sense.
for real.
Like if we're
As if he
putting
didn't just murder
money
somebody
into a
in
system
the street
that
at
we
6:30
don't
a.m.
really get benefits from, and they're saying we're going to take away these benefits. Well, I put money into this. How dare you take away those benefits? And we already get crappy benefits. We're gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
So they're making it. They're making it very easy for people to like. Why would anybody want to come? Why would anybody want to come?
Well, that's what we've had that conversation several times here.
Like why? Like at this point, it's
like,
like you're ruining the money.
why?
You're ruining money. Like we need people to want to come here. That's the whole point.
Of course.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. That's better for the overall.
Unless you replace it with a tariff.
Or AI.
And here's the thing. But here's the thing. Even when you talk about AI, AI was supposed to happen.
It already
AI is
been here.
supposed to happen. It's supposed to make our lives easier. You're supposed to work less because of AI and get paid more. That's just the way it works.
We're not getting paid more.
But we're not getting paid more.
Well, should I say? So here's what. Some of us are getting paid more. What
True.
it is that the people who need to get paid, just even if it's just a smidget more, they're not. Because it's wild that the federal minimum wage is still $7. I think it's like
Exactly.
$7.25.
$7.25.
$7.15, some shit like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild.
But
For the
inflation
in
is real.
2025,
With everything rising in costs for
like
no reason.
that's not
For
fair.
no reason, because
We
like
think our parents
everything,
make that
everything
world
we
that
were
costs
taught,
more.
everything we were taught was supply and demand. Supply and demand. Like everything's supposed to be supply and demand. If it goes up because of demand, and that's not happening. Everything we've been taught has been a lie. Everything is just controlled
It's
by
capitalism, but you
by-
have to have capital to reap the benefits.
Well, they
What
do have it.
capitalism
Well, I guess
provides.
this goes back to the
So then, like
What
when
y'all
you
said
say
earlier.
when people say like, well, do you want socialism or do you want what is that communism? It's like, well, we live in an oligopoly right now, so what's the point? Like rich people are running us. We're in something
It doesn't
worse.
matter at this
We're in
point.
a worse situation in communism.
They blurred the lines.
We're in a
It don't
worse
matter what you are.
situation
They
than what you
definitely
think
did.
is so bad.
Game of Thrones.
This is we're
Hunger
heading
Games.
into a straight regime now. We're talking
is.
regime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're authoritarianism, and y'all are like, oh yeah, let's we're okay with that. You don't
The kings are up there, and when they step out
Yeah.
on the balcony
And
to
what
fucking
proves
talk
it
to
is
you,
a lottery.
me and my beggar ass is
You,
out
you
here.
can win a
listening.
lottery for 800 people.
That's what it is.
They're taking just the lottery is
My
just like a
bunny
form of
hop to the
taxes.
front.
Like
Yeah.
they're saying, oh, you can win this lottery and have $800 million and then tax that.
and then yeah,
But you're also getting the money from the taxpayers because the taxpayers are the people that put into the pot for you to win.
yeah.
It's just like there's no way out.
That's why
It
they be
doesn't
doing
matter
it.
if it's
What's some
social
things when you be at the
communism.
job and then
It's
it be
Squid
a
Games.
It don't matter no more. It's a
Squid
one world
Games.
structure.
That's what that
When
is.
the 1%
America?
When you go
move,
around
you move
and-
with it.
No, when you go
That's like
around
a
at your
rock
job and everybody is playing the Mega Millions and we all just put
Oh, on the
$2
pot?
in. Or
And you pay taxes on even put it into the pot.
I never.
Yeah.
No.
me neither.
When you
I'm
play
not doing
lottery,
that.
you put
I
money
think
into the
that's
lottery.
wild.
To get an 8
To play in a lottery
to
pot.
get an 8
No.
or 3 or 4 sequence out of all the numbers that exist.
You
You're
better
better
off
off
going to
saving
the
and investing in the stock market. At this point.
I agree.
that are going to a fucking casino. I would rather you go.
Yeah, I could turn 20 to
with-
60 tonight.
Yeah, like at the
Maybe.
versus playing in the
Oh, ain't no
lottery.
maybe.
Fuck out of here.
I
Y'all
get it
should be
done. I
shitting
get
on
it done.
America and the
20 to 60
government
tonight.
for them. Like,
I
that's
get it.
insane.
I don't do all that because
Man, fuck all that. Niggas been playing into the lottery since the day they've been born without even knowing it.
Well,
It
you
still
know,
ain't
the
hit
lottery.
shit.
The lottery was
Keep
a thing we
standing in that
created.
line.
It's still
We
underground.
created the lottery, and then they took
who
it.
we America?
Black
America?
Americans. We made the lottery.
Do other countries
Then they
have
made it
lottery?
illegal, and then they took it.
Is there a lottery in other countries?
No, because you never.
Do they fall for
I've
this
never
shit?
heard of a lottery in other.
Yeah, like
It's probably an American
But you
thing.
know everything.
I know gambling is in every country.
It may be a form,
Yeah.
but it may not be as publicized as we do it.
Yeah.
America is one big giant video game that we are forced to purchase add-ons and DLCs for everything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If you got a social
And
security number,
skins.
you are a part of the American
Skins.
corporation.
Well, speaking of someone who may or may not be losing a skin, Diddy, y'all. He gonna be convicted now October 3rd, I think they said. They picked the date for him to actually get, if he's gonna get convicted, like have to do some time or not. But now, because last week we knew that the jury was talking, but now we know that they convicted him of 2 crimes, I think 2 charges, and then 2 were let go.
Oh,
They didn't convict him of.
Trafficking.
It wasn't the RICO charge and the sex trafficking charge.
so they got rid of those
Big
charges,
ones.
which
Yeah.
made I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
I feel like RICO made sense. Sex trafficking was loose. That's probably why they just gave him the lesser charge that was related to prostitution versus sex trafficking. And the clear difference is basically forcing somebody to do something. He was hiring prostitutes and just flying them with company funds and his funds. So that's illegal. Sex trafficking is doing that, but you forcing people to do it also, you know.
Interesting.
52 pickup across your face to steal that pussy, you know? Type shit.
Well, don't your songs sound the same anyway? I
Yeah.
can see Diddy smacking a bitch right now for saying that.
You could traffic.
He
but you
was.
gotta pay
We saw
tax.
him smacking bitches.
Which is why I
We saw
understood
him
why I
smacking bitches.
smacked Tina
Yeah.
at that one point. Like, what? Bitch,
Yeah.
you
So
in my pool.
he'll
These songs, they all sound the same anyway. You swimming in my pool. You got your raggedy
I wrote
friends.
the song, I
Right. You got your raggedy friends in my pool.
get the car.
I
the
feel that since he came out for that, I feel I'm more inclined to think like what you said last week. Or he time served because they keeping him in there. They're not his bond again.
Exactly.
So since the feds decided to lock him up when they caught him, he's been sitting in
Time served.
a prison jail in some kind of way, you know. So even when he come out, his image is gonna be different. We ain't never seen Diddy with gray hair.
Shit.
Yeah, we did during the pandemic.
I mean, yeah, but like
They ran out of
gray,
business.
gray, the way
going-
they sketching him.
But before he get home, he's going to the barber.
You think
The
so?
barber's
Yeah.
the barber
I'm
meeting him
talking
in the
about
car.
when you don't think there ain't no pictures of
That's
him
true.
walking out the
That's true.
courthouse.
The
or
barber,
nothing?
the barber gonna meet him on the jet.
It's gonna be like Dolomite.
Literally,
It's gonna be like
no,
Dolomite.
it's gonna be business as usual.
Yeah,
It's gonna be as
sadly.
if none of this has ever happened. That's
Yeah.
what I need y'all to understand.
And he might
This
he
is who
might come
Diddy
harder.
is.
He
We'll
might come
see.
harder.
We've known about Diddy all of our lives.
We have Dollar Bill.
He has dodged every bullet. No pun intended. He's dodged them all. He
Yeah.
just dodged another one. He's going home, and it's gonna be business as usual. And you motherfuckers who sat on that stand, y'all gonna have hell to pay.
I hate that for them.
Yeah,
Can't stand it.
I do.
We'll see.
Mind
But
your business.
hold on, it's possible
You gotta
that
mind
the
your business.
judge that the judge could be on some. It's up to 20. I think that's the max with the charges that he was, that they actually gave to him. It's the max of, it's 20. So they could. This is the one thing I like about judges when it comes to if you're going to be in the politic world. What I say always goes in my chambers. So yeah, my jury convicted you of 20 years. So I could be like, yeah, you did time served of a year. I'm gonna make you go sit in the prison for another 3. Then I'm gonna put you on parole for the rest of those years, and we'll monitor you for the rest of your life or up for those next 20 years.
Right.
You know, so it could be however they play it. I hope, me personally, that's just me being I care about people. I like to think that the law is the law and it means something.
I would
Diddy
like
was
to
doing shit that he ain't had no business doing that he shouldn't have been doing. We know that.
Absolutely.
Like, it is what it
You're
is.
right.
So I wouldn't be mad at a judge for being like 20. Yeah, you done did time, sir, so I'll give you 17. Nigga, because you were wild and go sit.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about people who broke the law, because I grew up with a father who was in the system and he was in prison, in and out of it. You broke the law. I literally, that's what it was from. He was 2. I was 2 or 3 when he went to prison. So he broke the law. He broke the rules, and he was in prison. It is what it is. If you get caught doing it.
Shout out to G on the grind in the comments. She also said he is also a first time offender.
Oh yeah. I guess that's true.
And think about that. The rapport that he has, that we've known about all of our lives growing up. I don't care how old you were. When you heard about anything, you know that man is a dangerous man.
Yeah, facts are facts.
Period.
Everybody have an uncle
This is
like
his
him.
first time. Like, he didn't have a rider this time. I think that's what it was given. Well, and then on top of that, like, there was nothing that he could do.
What you mean a writer?
Well, like with the
Scapegoat.
a scapegoat. Yeah. Like
Everyone's
a lot
your
of
enemy.
times, that's why a lot of
He's
people
never
don't
been
do
by
anything
himself.
under their
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
a
never
lot of
usually by
people,
himself.
a lot of celebrities don't do things under their name for this reason. So it's like I can't even believe that this even happened.
I
thought he was smarter than that.
Imposter syndrome.
Hold on.
Too much money to be stupid.
I feel like actually he didn't need his scapegoat. That's how I feel.
Well, now he in jail.
No, okay. So what I'm saying in retrospect, I don't really, number wise, I don't see no judge being like, Diddy, you about to go sit 20 years in prison because you got convicted of this. If I'm being realistic, I would like to see it happen, not because I want it to happen to Diddy, but I just like to see that people are held accountable. I hate that it will be against a black person, like people say.
So
He told us to
entertainment.
vote or die.
So it's
Yeah,
entertainment
but no, I don't care about
now.
entertainment.
So
Like, I really want
and
to.
still go through the whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
It's a form of entertainment that.
I mean, in the retrospect, so like, no, it just.
Recorded by Zeus.
At this point,
Well, look, it is what it is. What's gonna happen to Diddy gonna happen to Diddy.
Well, free him. What is
Free
it gonna do for
him.
us?
We'll see.
What is it gonna do for me?
We'll see on October 3rd. I think the date is.
So will he be jailed?
Yes, his bond
The whole
got
time.
denied.
To be
until
rich
the
and
end.
in jail is crazy.
I fear for people's safety. I want him to go sit. I do. Because I know
Better
he's
get
gonna
stabbed
come out
and released.
swinging. He
I seen
can't
a
get
post-
convicted of some of this shit again.
I seen
already
I seen a
happened.
post about his 4th of July dinner that he had in prison.
Yeah,
you
went in
see that
prison. No, was it real?
I don't know if it was real, but it sounded nasty. These are no food. This is nothing that you would have on the 4th of July. Like baked chicken. What the fuck is this?
Bologna
Like
sandwich and big
chocolate
bread.
milk.
No, yeah, that's
Bitch, what?
that
I
sounds
don't-
scarily like
This sounds
school.
disgusting.
That sounds like school.
Sound like
Yeah, it sounds like jail. But like
School is jail.
Yeah.
they gave the breakfast.
Public.
They probably
Lunch
have a
and dinner.
menu of select things that
No,
they can
they
pick
don't.
from.
No,
I've been to
they,
jail. No, yeah.
prison. He's not in jail though. He in prison. He in prison because now when I went to jail on some traffic shit when Rooster, I think it was someplace I actually went to.
I got spent 30
No,
years.
someplace I actually went to in jail. They had a menu for me to pick stuff to eat.
Well, that's Wooster.
So
It's
no,
in Westlake. This county.
I bet you the ones
he's
in
not in
Sweden.
county. He in federal prison. What are you talking about?
Right. He got JPay. That's the menu. That's it. When you got JPay, you can get a little extra.
I guess you could
3 boxes
some
of
filet mignon if he wanted
Every
to.
quarter you get a
since
box.
he paying for
He
it.
ain't get no steak. That was not on the menu.
You get a clear TV and some
telling you nothing.
airports.
Nothing good was on that menu.
A weight room, a shower, yeah.
Child, that
Some
menu was
sun.
traumatizing. That's how I blocked it all up out of my mind. But when I seen that baked chicken, I was like, where the grill? Where the charcoal? It's Independence Day. It's
JD
sophisticated.
thinks
That's
that Diddy will be back in court later for murder charges. Watch. Now, see, he wasn't convicted of that. And that's the one thing about the Fed since they done went
And
through his life.
And you bet not motherfucking convict
Murder
me of it now.
would have wrapped him up.
The stuff that, well, why? If you ain't have the weight.
Well, he might be talking about him leaving, and it's gonna be some conspiracy to murder type stuff.
It's already there.
It's already
Because
there.
he's already. I mean, like if he come out, everybody's gonna be watching over their back. If one hair is lost on any of these people, the finger's going back to him.
Oh no, and
With
it
the
won't.
With the gloves. He's getting more
And
gloves.
it won't be immediate, of course, because
Shit.
absolutely no. It won't be
He's
immediate.
too powerful.
It won't be immediate.
He gotta
It's
wait.
gonna be over a span, a course, and then just gonna start dropping like flies.
You
And
think?
we gonna think because it's the the boogeyman, like we always thought him to be. We gonna know it's him. But he ain't gonna get convicted of it. He ain't about to be charged with nothing.
You think?
Everybody that stood up on that stand about to die.
Yeah, he Raymond
sorry.
Remington. Y'all seen the watch list?
They're
That's
going to die.
Raymond
They're
Remington.
going to die.
Oh my God. I
He's
don't want that to
MI6.
happen.
I don't either,
He's
but-
B613?
No, he's MI6.
No,
He's
this giving
I don't know, but it's giving implant. It's giving.
Russian.
It's giving.
Because ain't
it's
MI6
giving salt.
Russian?
It's giving salt. You're a Russian spy.
Yeah. See, at least I did B613. That's Scandal. That's American made.
but Scandal too. Easy.
Oh.
It's more than that.
No, we can't.
It's White House.
That's a comment.
What them comments doing?
Nope. I ain't
You gonna
even
read
saying
it?
it.
Let me get
Nope.
Where my Palm Pilot?
Child, Jerry not playing today. All right, y'all. I'm getting hungry. Is this docket done?
The docket is
docket.
done. I want to talk about more Keith though. What's next, sir?
Ooh, yes,
Yeah.
update.
Shoot, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to,
Just pull some out the vault.
I'm looking for, just a project that I really sort of fall in love with and want to be a part of. But hopefully I can get through my list of genres that I sort of want to do. Like my movie ideas that I have in my head, from werewolf movies to cyberpunk action thriller. That's sort of my goal to I want to do things that people don't expect black people to think about.
I love that.
Do you travel to help find that?
And do I travel? Well, sadly, I only travel for work, so I never travel for pleasure, to really soak in things. It's usually I'm there working, doing somebody else's thing.
Yeah.
But, I spend a lot of time, just sort of, watching, reading. And you get a lot from, real life, even some of the supernatural stuff. You see a story and you're just like, that can't be real. But if it is, that's a good story. You know what I mean?
Like spontaneous moments or just living life?
Where
those ideas could come from?
the ideas can come from simple conversation.
Yeah.
Literally, you have a conversation with somebody and you're like,
Inspiration is inspiration.
You know, people's lives, you know, are sometimes we live in movies, man. We're living in a movie right now.
Yep. Yep.
It's reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day.
But yeah, no, I just sort of, you know, project wise, my vampire short that I'm working on is the biggest thing that I'm working on right now.
Okay.
And I also teach film fighting classes too, like to, you know, actors or anybody who wants to know fighting and stunts. So, you know, every Thursday at 6:00, if you want to drive to Streetsboro.
Every Thursday at what?
6:00.
Every Thursday at 6:00.
If we come, are we going to practice?
Y'all want to go on a Thursday?
Because I'll be a fighting
You gonna teach us to do a class?
I could teach y'all. I teach falls, fighting, fight choreography, a whole nine.
You don't want to go
That's
do
what I
that on
teach.
just one Thursday? We can record it.
Can skinny people go?
Of course.
Out of shape people.
I have a kid. I mean, out of shape people can go. I mean, it is hard work.
Because I'm out of shape.
It is hard work. I mean, like, you know, you gotta have cardio.
So it's not
You gotta
like
have
always
cardio.
a beginner class?
I have cardio.
I got
But
tenacity.
this is the beginning, you know, like you're learning how to do it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
so when
saying?
we would go, it would be a beginner class, right?
Yeah, you would be beginning and learning how to do it. And eventually, like, you know, how it goes is about a month or so. We get our first small production and make a fight, make an action sequence.
That does sound like fun.
That sounds
though.
fun as hell.
Right?
Me and my
I don't
bun.
know if I want to
What?
be an action.
with the instructor
Yeah, but
as such.
I think
as
that'll
we
be
have here in
dope.
front of us.
That would be
Yes.
dope. We'll talk more
Give me
about
my
that.
keto bag.
yeah, why not? Why not? Look,
So,
okay, so
yeah. But that's it.
where can the people reach you?
I'm
find
on
you?
Instagram. Name is KEICOII Kikoi. And Keith Collins the second on, well, no, not the second anymore. Keith Collins on Facebook. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Adam sliding his DMs. Pause. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this was great. I learned
You a
so much.
legend.
Oh, man.
It's nice to sit in a room with
Can I-
people who create greatness, and it's like he's so humble about it.
Right.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, talks his shit so in a very eloquent way. You know, to let y'all know that he that nigga. You know, so follow him everywhere. Follow Just Jer and The Lucky Laugh and Mars on the Switches, Alien Goats. You know,
2 T's.
add us on PlayStation and Xbox. Send us some friend requests. We be out here catching bodies on Call of Duty. We about to eat. We about to continue to eat. Because that's what we do. So until y'all hear from us again, go be great out here in these streets.